All right, welcome in everyone. Today we're going deep on Michael Jordan.
Oh, legend. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, everyone thinks they know everything about Michael Jordan, the championships, the shoes, the moments.
All highlight.
But we're going way beyond the court today.
Right.
Using this document, we have michaeljordan.pdf, and we're going to kind of explore a little more about the man behind the legend.
The man behind the legend sounds good.
And I got to say, one thing that really stood out to me is this little fun fact that Michael Jordan was actually cut from his high school varsity team.
Wow. I did not know that.
Can you believe that?
It's kind of hard to imagine.
The basketball god himself cut.
I mean, it really speaks to the fact that, this is not a story of effortless success.
Right. Yes.
This is a story of drive and resilience. And, we always see the finished product.
Right.
We see the champion, but we don't always see the journey.
The work that went into it. So how do you think that particular setback, being cut from his high school team, how do you think that might have influenced him?
Well, it's hard to say for certain,
right?
But the sources you've provided really point to an intense desire to succeed. And it seems like that was something that was kind of present in Jordan from a very young age.
Yeah.
So it's very possible that rejection that he felt,
Yeah.
fueled him even more.
Yeah. I'm looking at this document and I see a section about his college years at North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
And it talks about, his insane training regimen. He was constantly pushing himself, like, beyond his limits.
Yeah.
Do you think that's, almost a direct result of this?
It's certainly possible, right? It seems like he took that rejection and turned it into motivation, a chip on his shoulder, and used that to push himself harder than anybody else.
Yeah, and it obviously worked.
It did.
I mean, led North Carolina to an NCAA championship.
Of course.
Drafted by the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
And as they say, the rest is history.
The rest is history.
But, even with all the success,
right,
your document really touches on the immense pressure that Jordan faced as his fame just exploded.
Yeah. And he
became a global icon.
There's a quote here, and he talks about feeling tired.
Oh, wow.
And overwhelmed by that constant scrutiny, right?
Right.
He wasn't just a basketball player at that point.
No.
He was a global icon. And that comes with a whole other level of pressure and scrutiny.
It's easy to forget that these, larger-than-life figures, they are still human.
They are.
They're dealing with real pressure,
Absolutely.
Real emotions.
Everyone does.
And I think one of the things that really stood out in this document to me was the section about his father's murder.
Yes.
In 1993.
Pivotal moment.
To have that happen, like at the height of his career,
right?
It must have been devastating.
Absolutely, that was a pivotal moment, not just in his personal life, but in his career as well.
Yeah.
We talk about his first retirement as if it was all about baseball, but your sources really suggest that there was a lot more to it than that.
It sounds like, the media frenzy surrounding the murder just added another layer of stress, grief to an already unimaginable situation.
Absolutely.
He's dealing with this profound loss, but also being hounded by reporters.
Right.
Some even, trying to connect the murder to his gambling, which he vehemently denied.
Right. And that brings us to another, I think, fascinating but also maybe controversial aspect of his life, which is the gambling.
This document does not shy away from that at all.
No, it doesn't.
It mentions, reports of significant gambling debts, legal scrutiny.
Yeah, it seems like it was more than just a casual hobby.
Yeah.
The way it's presented in this document, it seems like for Jordan, gambling was another form of competition, another way to test his limits.
Yeah.
Almost like an extension of his athletic drive, in a way.
Right.
But it definitely brought him trouble.
Yeah, it did.
Negative attention, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a complex issue.
It is.
It's fascinating. A little bit troubling.
Yeah.
But definitely a part of his story.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it seems like it really was more than just a hobby for him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the way the document frames it.
Yeah.
It really highlights this idea that he needed this challenge.
Yeah.
He needed to push himself, even if it was, not on the court.
Right.
And it's a complex issue for sure.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a part of his story.
And it all seemed to kind of come to a head during, this incredibly difficult period in his life, following his father's murder.
Right.
But, we've talked about the pressure, the tragedy, the controversies.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Jordan's story is one of resilience. I mean, he comes back to basketball.
He does.
Leads the Bulls to 3 more championships.
3 more, yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, just cements his legacy.
I mean, that return to basketball in 1995, it was remarkable.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But, what really stands out to me, what your document highlights, is how he channeled all of this adversity, all of this pain into even greater success.
Right.
Almost like he used those experiences as fuel to propel himself even further.
It's almost superhuman, the way he was able to kind of compartmentalize and still perform at such a high level with everything that was going on.
Right.
I mean, the flu game in 97 finals, perfect example.
Oh, yeah, that game, I mean, come on. Practically delirious.
Yeah.
Delivers one of the most iconic performances in NBA history.
Absolutely.
I mean, that game, I think, perfectly encapsulates Jordan's competitive spirit.
Yeah.
His unwavering will to win. But it also kind of raises this question.
Okay.
About the toll it took on him.
Right.
Both physically and mentally.
Yeah, and there's actually a section here in this document that talks about his leadership style.
Yeah, interesting.
Which is described as, incredibly intense, demanding, sometimes even abrasive.
Yeah.
Do you think that, that intensity, that drive to win at all costs, you think it came at a price?
There's definitely evidence to suggest that it did. I mean, while his leadership was undeniably effective,
right?
It created friction with some teammates, resentment even in some cases.
Yeah.
The document includes accounts from some former players who, some who felt stifled by his demanding nature.
Yeah.
While others thrived under his guidance.
So it's that classic kind of tough love leadership.
Right.
Works for some, not for others.
It definitely raises questions about that fine line.
Yeah.
Between pushing people to be their best and pushing them too far.
Exactly. And I think that's kind of like a key takeaway from exploring Jordan's life, both on and off the court. It's this reminder that success often comes at a price.
Absolutely.
And that even the most celebrated individuals aren't without their flaws.
Nobody is.
It's a more nuanced, it's a more human picture of Michael Jordan.
Absolutely. And I think that's why these deep dives are so valuable.
Yeah.
They allow us to look beyond the surface.
Yeah.
And understand these complexities. The contradictions, the things that make up a person's life.
Yeah. And in Jordan's case, those complexities, man, they are woven into just a fascinating narrative.
They are.
I mean, we explored his early struggles, the pressures of fame, personal tragedy, the controversies, his remarkable resilience.
Right.
But what strikes me, and I'm curious to get your take on this, is how his story extends far beyond the basketball court.
You're absolutely right. I mean, looking at this material you've provided, it's so clear that Jordan's impact, it goes way beyond his athletic achievement.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a businessman, a cultural icon.
Right.
In many ways, he's a symbol of American success.
Yeah, I mean, the Air Jordan brand.
Come on.
His ownership of the Hornets, his ventures in entertainment.
It's amazing.
It's a testament to, his ambition, his entrepreneurial spirit.
Absolutely.
But also his influence on pop culture, I mean.
He became a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
He transcended the world of sports. His image, his style, his persona, it resonated with people on a much deeper level. And, that's what I think truly elevates him beyond just a great athlete.
Yeah.
He became a cultural icon.
So we've delved into the highs and lows.
Yeah.
The triumphs, the controversies.
For sure.
But as we kind of wrap up this deep dive here, I'm kind of left with this one overarching question.
Right.
What is the legacy of Michael Jordan?
That's a big one.
What is the lasting impact that he's had, not just on basketball, but on the world?
Yeah, that really is the big question, isn't it?
It is.
And I think the answer is multifaceted. On a purely sporting level.
Right.
His impact is undeniable.
Right.
I mean, 6 NBA championships, countless records, a style of play that completely redefined the game.
He's the benchmark.
He is.
For, every player that comes after.
He is to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, even today, young players coming up, they're still compared to Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
But his influence goes way beyond the court. I mean, look at the Air Jordan brand.
Oh, come on.
A global phenomenon. I mean, that's more than just footwear at this point.
It really is.
It's a testament to his cultural impact, his ability to connect with people on a level that goes beyond athletics.
It's not just about, the wins and the championships.
Right.
It's It's about the story.
The story.
The journey, the struggles.
The setbacks.
The relentless pursuit of excellence.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
You know it resonates.
Yeah.
Because it's a human story.
Yeah. It's a story of human potential.
Right.
Of overcoming adversity, of pushing beyond those limits,
Right.
And that message, that resonates beyond sports.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. It speaks to something universal, I think, within all of us.
It's that idea that, we all have the capacity for greatness, whatever that definition of greatness is.
Exactly. And that's where his legacy truly shines. He inspires us to strive for our own versions of excellence, to embrace those challenges, and to never give up on our dreams.
And, looking back at this document you provided, it's very clear that Jordan's life, was this tapestry of triumph and tribulation.
It was.
Incredible success.
Absolutely.
But also immense personal challenges.
He went through it all.
Do you think that complexity is part of what makes his story so enduring?
I think so. I think it humanizes him.
Right. Makes him relatable.
He's not this mythical figure.
Right. He's a human being who experienced joy and sorrow, success and failure.
Right.
Just like all of us.
Like the rest of us.
And I think it makes his achievements even more inspiring.
Absolutely.
Because you realize, wow, this guy, he went through it.
Yeah.
And he still came out on top.
Yeah, it's not about perfection.
No.
It's about perseverance. It's about resilience.
It's about that willingness to push through the obstacles.
Absolutely.
And that's a really powerful message.
It is.
And it continues to resonate, I think, even to this day.
Yeah.
Jordan's story teaches us that, our struggles don't define us.
Right.
It's how we respond to them.
Right.
That ultimately shapes our legacy.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive here, I want to leave our listeners with kind of one final thought.
Right.
We started by talking about how Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team.
Right.
The seemingly insignificant event that may have changed the entire course of his life.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What if that hadn't happened?
It does.
Would he have developed that same drive, that same hunger?
Yeah.
It's impossible to know for sure, right?
Yeah.
But it really highlights, I think, the ripple effect of our experiences.
Right.
How these seemingly small moments can really shape our trajectories.
Absolutely.
In really profound ways.
Yeah, it's that reminder that our lives are, filled with these turning points.
They are.
There's opportunities for growth and transformation.
Absolutely.
And it's up to us to embrace those moments.
It is.
And make the most of them.
It is.
So, to our listeners out there, we hope this deep dive into the world of Michael Jordan has provided you with, some new insights, some new perspectives.
Some food for thought.
Remember, his story is not just about basketball. It's about the human spirit.
It is.
It's about the power of resilience.
Absolutely.
The pursuit of excellence in all its forms.
Well said.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.
Keep learning.
And keep diving deep.